Hi, Bob.
Hi, Christine. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. I just had a fantastic day the other day. I had a great dinner with my wife. We went out and celebrated, her birthday. It was a ton of fun, and it was just some great quality time that we really needed this week, and
Oh,
it
I'm
was
so good to
awesome.
hear that. How are the kiddos? Are you guys on spring break yet?
In next week we have some plans potentially to go to, I'm sure you've heard of it, Wisconsin Dells. We're
Oh, yep.
we're so excited to bring the kids there. They're so looking forward to all the water slides and all the fun activities, and we might meet some friends there, so it might get super fun. We don't know yet, but we're excited for it for
Well,
sure.
make sure that you stop at Paul Bunyan's for breakfast.
Oh yes, absolutely. We'll take
That is
them
a
there.
must. If you're ever in Minocqua or the Dells, Paul Bunyan's all the way.
Yeah,
So,
we
highly
also got to
recommend.
check out Moose Jaw. We heard great things about their pizza, so we're excited to do that. And our
Nice.
kids love pizza, as you know, so
Good
we're excited to
deal.
kind of do that with them.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I know you're super, super busy. So, as always, I always appreciate all of your help and answering all my questions and taking a couple minutes to talk today. So, what I really wanted to discuss is I know you had me do some research with Wellmark Insurance because we got some updated information and we just needed to clarify how they're doing their prior authorizations now. And I was just curious, I did see that you published a little excerpt in our weekly email last Friday, but I'm just kind of curious from my end if I could have done any better annotating of my notes because my point of view is that I feel that some of the information maybe was a little bit lacking. And so, from a leads perspective, I'm just curious to see if maybe that's not pertinent for us or maybe just some of the maybe background reasons of why that additional information wasn't published to the entire team.
Yeah, Christine, that's a great question. I appreciate your honesty and transparency about bringing this to me. I would really say that the reason why my write up was so short is because um, just due to the scope of work, and I think our limited resources allowed me to publish the work so brief in that moment. Is that, helping you give you an answer? Because I thought what you provided was exceptional, but I just wanted to make sure what I provided we had the resources for, and that at that time is what we had.
Okay. Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. And, you've been an amazing lead and so welcoming since I joined the team almost 2 years ago now. So I always appreciate your time and your insights. It was kind of my assumption that maybe meeting the whole medical policy might be a little excessive. As I pointed out in the email write up that I sent you, the one policy that Wellmark did provide me with was 377 pages. And I know that we're kind of a jack of all trades. We're not a specialty team like radiation or pain medicine, which that is my background on. So I know I can go a little bit above and beyond when I work my patients. But yeah, I was just trying to get your insight just so I can better understand from a leads perspective, because as you know, I do love Mayo and I plan to stay within the Mayo revenue cycle for a long time. And so any kind of insights from higher echelon, I really appreciate. And I definitely understand the limitations. I do have a question. Do you, from your perspective, would you think that this is something that we should bring up maybe to Brian, our supervisor's attention, if that's something that you hadn't done already, and maybe kind of use this as justification to maybe allocating more resources or personnel? I know that's something that we've talked about.
Yeah, Christine, I appreciate you once again for sharing that. And obviously, we would love to have you stay working here. And we appreciate the 2 years of time you put in, and your work ethic is definitely shown that you're a valuable employee and an asset here. But to answer that question that you stated, I mean, I definitely am going to take all these things that you mentioned today in today's conversation. I appreciate it. I'm going to bring them up to my supervisor. I have not right now, but I'm going to do that. I, is that more helpful to answer your question?
Yeah, no, as I said, I really appreciate your point of view, and you've definitely been a great mentor to me, and you've taken so much time out of your busy schedule to discuss previous cases and really complex issues and updates, as we know, are never ending when it comes to medical insurance. So I just really wanted to take a couple minutes out of your day just to kind of get your perspective on things. And um, I would love to kind of talk more about this, maybe along the line, future along the line. And I can definitely write up additional qualifying information if that could be beneficial to you guys in your discussions moving forward with our supervisor and maybe even our manager to try to get those allocated resources.
For sure. Yeah. I know you mentioned and I know you confirmed that the information wasn't listed in our resource guide. So I appreciate you for bringing that up. And I definitely need to, find out the more specifics and understand that. So I appreciate you bringing this to my attention. I'm going to take this to our supervisor. I appreciate, our relationship that you're able to share this information with me, and I want you to continue to do that as we continue to grow and develop over the next couple months and years to come. And I once again just want to stress that this was a very great situation that you provided all this information. It's just at the moment we didn't really necessarily have the resources to kind of expand what you provided for us.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you once again so much. I always really appreciate all the time that you take, always helping answer all my $1,000,000 questions. So I don't want to take up any more of your time, but again, I really appreciate it, and have a blast. Safe travels in the Dells, and eat all the delicious food and pizza and Paul Bunyan's, and
Yes,
throw on that bathing suit and get down those slides.
Thank you so much. And, we hope you have a great weekend and rest of your week while I'm gone. So thank you so much for the kind words. And Christine, it's always a pleasure having great conversations with you and building our relationship even further. So thank you.
Thanks. I'll talk soon.